Yeah. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. It's been a long time since I seen my nigga, cause the last time was the last time I seen my nigga. Yeah, I'm in my feelings, cause the last time was the right time to tell my nigga to stay out the way. And tell him he ain't gotta hustle, he ain't gotta steal. And if I make it, he made it. Let's go get him out of here. I know a change coming. But before the blessing, man, it's a storm coming. Let's go get home, it's cool to run from me. Tell them that I know, it's been a long grind. I know it has, man. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. But I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. I told my folks a change coming. They looked at me and said them words don't really mean nothing. Where we from, even the preacher don't mean nothing. They need to see something. So I reached in my pocket and gave it to them. Cause it means something, yeah. Tell them that I know, yeah I know. It's been a long ride. I know it has. It's been a long time coming. But I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. It's been a long time coming. But I know.
Good morning, everybody. We are back. Replay gang. People here now. People that come in later in the stream. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. We are gathered here this morning for the reconvening of this video. See, I can't with y'all. But I enhanced the audio. It's a lot of hissing and popping, but that's just because that was what was in his background. I did a denoiser, so it's not as bad as it was. It's not as high as it could be, but if I bumped it up any higher, the hiss would kill us. So let's get started. Let's see what we
conversation with one of the kings I roll with about me never having a job since about age 13, going into 14. I only had a job for about 3 months my whole life. I just want you guys to think about that. I only had a job for about 3 months. I was broken for a long period of time.
Dang it, here we go again. Let's pause it right there for a second and ask yourself a question. Okay. Hey Yemi, we live in the US of A. The legal age to start working is 16, 15 if you have your parents' permission. September the 6th, Yemi, September the 6th. So how was he working at the age of 13, 14? Who stole was hiring you?
You become complacent. I'm blessed to have been, or I'm blessed to be autodidactic. Okay? And to be autodidactic, that just simply means to learn outside the convention.
Girl, don't listen to the words. Look at that face. He looked like he already in prison. Baby, his face skin just been deteriorating. Not like it wasn't bad before, but it's just awful now.
Classroom form,
like his
self-taught.
Sinking in or something.
Now, by all means, I'm not saying that school is not good, but remember, they give you information, meaning information, and life forced me to get out formation.
You know what? I made a challenge. What was it, about 2 years ago now? I'm gonna extend that challenge to a couple of. You can't make up new words if you can't spell the existing ones. That's the new rule. That's it. That's all. Tied.
Okay. Life forced me to get out formation. You walking with me? And so, taking all of that into consideration, it's the out formation that put me in a space mentally that contrasts immensely to what everybody else is doing, because everybody else was always in formation, and I tend to be one that's out formation. And
no, the word you're using is not information. It's two words. Information means get in line. Now, information is knowledge, basically. Short Lorita's Digest definition. Those are two different things. One's one word and one's two words. You can't just, Lord have mercy. You know what? I'm not doing this morning. It's too early. It's too early.
And that blessed me. My ignorance, to a large extent, blessed me with the ability to thrive in society.
He say his ignorance blessed him to thrive in society. No, avarice allowed you to steal willy-nilly in society. There's a big difference.
When the conventional approaches were not made available onto me. Doing good, King. So I need you guys to take that into consideration. Peace to the King.
Can y'all hear it a little better this time, Shadow?
Yeah. So I just need you guys to understand that in order to thrive in society today, you got to be in a space of affirmation. You got to say your affirmations and be in a state of affirmation. That's how you're going to thrive. That's how you're going to thrive in society today. Okay? So when I come up with the credit restoration program and I say, hey, this is you investing in yourself. First of all, that's affirmation, because most of us are not used to investing in ourselves. We get nervous at the very thought of spending our money for the opportunity to get more money. But how many of you are nervous about spending your money to get nothing back in return? You spend your money on sneakers, get nothing back in return. You spend your money on TVs, you get nothing back in return. You spend your money on coats, you get nothing back in return. You spend your money on baby showers, on holidays such as Christmas and Thanksgiving, you get nothing back in return. But then when it's time to spend money on yourself to get something back in return, not only does it scare you, it scares your friends and family. Everybody will tell you, be careful. You want to make sure you don't lose out. But immediately, from the time you bought your cars, from the time you bought your clothes, the time you indulged in holidays that have nothing to do with your race, culture, or identity, you immediately lost and never felt the way. But you grow nervous at the very notion that you might be putting money into yourself for the purposes of getting money back out. And that in itself tells you the difference between information and outformation, because you are in alignment with the way that society taught you. The alignment for society is to know very little about credit, very little about real estate, very little about insurance. Three major mediums of amassing wealth and employing wealth stewardship, meaning generational wealth. So it actually takes somebody who created a cultural development outformation to educate or share information. Oh, pardon me. It takes a person who created a culture out of information to share data with those in alignment with information.
Oh, shut up and get to the good shit.
Like even my complexion is part of that outformation. My lack of classroom education is a part of that outformation. My lack of having a mother or father.
No, it would be outformation if it wasn't true, I guess, seeing as outformation isn't a word. The only, Lord, no.
To rely upon to know where to live. I never had the opportunity to be like, I could stay in my mama's house, stay in my grandma's house, stay in my father's house before I left me when I was 8, on my 8th birthday. I met my mother when I turned 17 and she died the week I met her. I had 6 more days with her.
Was it 17 or was it your 8th birthday? I'm confused now. Put a 1 in the chat if you confused too, because I be getting confused when I be listening to him, because one day something true and the next day it ain't. I'm going the wrong way.
This house, my father left me when I was 8, on my 8th birthday.
I missed the first
I
one.
met my mother when I turned 17, and she died the week I met her. I had 6 more days with her from the day that I met her. So I knew my mother for 7 days, and she died the week I met her. I never had the comfort of living in someone else's house because I was a minor and they would take care of me. I didn't have it for that long in my life. My grandmother did do what she could, my mother's father, until she was put in a nursing home. Her home got foreclosed upon and I was homeless. Okay? This is real talk. And so like they say, what don't make you break you, right? And I was broken for a long period of time. I didn't always have it. I made a great deal of errors. Trust me.
You ain't got it now.
You know, even when people talk about my situation and, oh, you're going to be locked up and this, that, and the third, that's coming from a culture shock of people not knowing how that particular culture.
You are a pervert. Point blank, period. You're not going to jail because the quote unquote man put you there. You're not being put there for outformation. You being put there because you couldn't keep your nasty, scummy, filthy, perverted hands to yourself. Right, Maximum. No, he doesn't have a broker's license.
But you got to keep in mind, I don't carry myself as a gangster, but I can tell you I was subject to more violent circumstances than the average person that's trolling me on the internet. I was locked up in Rikers Island, the largest prison colony in the world, for attempted murder. It's different when you're in an environment amongst people who know they're never getting out of prison, or an environment where people are doing relatively life sentences, enough years for you to quit on yourself. People don't know what it's like when you have to sign a paper saying where you want the rights to your body to go because you could die in prison. I had to sign that. See, but I don't carry myself like someone who's been to prison before. I don't carry myself like someone who's been in the largest prison colony in the world, Rikers Island. I don't carry myself like someone who's locked up for attempted murder. Since a young child, I don't carry myself like that because that's not the energy I want to magnetize. I'm called polite because people always say, man, Brother Polite could be cursed at.
Right, hold on. This is what I think about when I just listen to him, and this is what runs through my head. Yes, I'm an 80s baby. I don't care. Nick Waboo.
Mystical, lying, hypocritical bigot.
So I have a few faults. Who doesn't? Is that any reason to joke? I don't know. I'm not such a bad guy.
You're a sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot.
So
yes. Sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot.
Screamed at
Rashad Jamal got 16. Right. So how much y'all think Eugene gonna get? So I'm gonna say 5 to 10 still. Hey Jamel. I'm gonna say 5 to 10 still because Rashad Jamal got more counts than him. But I'm gonna keep it with 5 to 10 on the higher end because this is Florida we talking about.
To carry himself in an effeminate manner because I understand the lack of a male presence in your life. Whether they were present physically, whether they were absent mentally or absent physically, I understand the effeminate behavior of black men who express themselves emotionally like females when they're angered. I get it. So the stuff that people do on the phone and the stuff that people do on the internet, my grandmother always taught me, never say anything to anybody. Never say anything to anybody that makes you have to walk around paranoid because of something you expressed. So I never, not even to the most disrespectful person, will I say something that'll make me like, damn.
Don't sit up here and say don't do stuff that'll have you paranoid. You've been touching other people's children, stealing folk money, hopping from state to state and city to city because you don't want to get caught. You done got hemmed up a couple of times, but they let you go because you paid or whatever. No.
Just motivated this person who wants to throw their life away, or I just motivated this person who actually has no plan, because there's nothing more dangerous than a man without a plan. And there's a bunch of men on the internet right now that are lacking a plan, and that's why they're endangering their lives. And that's why they're volunteering people like you looking to find themselves. They're volunteering you guys to help them throw their life away. I know the sound of a man that doesn't have a plan. I know the sound of an uncreative man whose only conception, only thing they can conceive of doing to make money is trolling.
You know what? This is the first time that he has acknowledged that he actually got a case going on for real, for real. He very well could be Maximum.
Lying about other people because they failed themselves, because they haven't tapped into a potential to realize their own creativity, that they can do something more productive with their time than to attempt to make an expense at other people's hell. When you see people without a plan and you see people without the creativity, you stay out their way because they want to use you as a media to further destroy themselves or propel themselves temporarily. In that moment of intemperance in which you indulge and you engage them, you would fail. There's nothing more dangerous than to engage a brother or a sister without a plan. That's dangerous.
You ain't got no plan for when you go in, is you?
See if I can go in the shadows a little bit so I can see. I need to be able to, I can see. Yeah.
My stomach hurts.
You feel me? There's nothing more dangerous than talking to somebody without a plan. I can't see nothing. But I hope you guys can see me. I'm trying to see if I can put on the right side. Man, alright. This might work a little bit. You feel me?
And then
there's nothing more dangerous than to entertain a fucking fool.
Not a good. I've never seen any financial advisors, you know, just walking around in the newest branded fit with money plastered across their chest or anything like that. So I ain't seen no accountant dressed like that. Hey, Paul. He's trying to live like to keep them there.
To invest $2,000 into yourself to get access to anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand.
Look, I'm telling you, it's some big
from the credit restoration. We'll remove negative items off your report, add positive items to your report, boost your credit scores, and leverage the results so that you meet the criteria to be approved of anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand being our goal. You get a caseworker that'll be assigned to you that's going to do your credit exclusively and immediately. And you also have me at your disposal as your mentor. The most important part of the mentorship is the mentorship.
Throw you in the shower,
because what I'll do is give you a plethora of ideas how you may want to invest the money to grow it into a larger amount. Keep in mind I'm a 9th grade dropout. So anything I share with you, go get advice on.
And like I said last night, he want people to pay him $2,000 for financial advice and credit repair. But then you're going to tell these same people to go and talk to a professional to verify what he's saying. You have to pay a professional. So you basically telling people they got to pay. So why don't they just go to the professional in the first place instead of dealing with your big lip butt hand?
An overview of what I said to see if it's compatible with your ideals, your goals, and make sure that there's no, it's consistent with the law. Because I may be in error since I'm not certified. But I do have the right to share wealth building stratagems that I personally employ. I have the right to share that with you all. But just to be safe, double check with a CPA, accountant of some sort, financial advisor, tax specialist. Just double check everything.
You mean a consultation?
share with you during the mentorship to make sure everything works out and information is updated. And again, you pay $2,000 and we will work to get you access to anywhere between 50 grand and 300 grand that you don't have to pay back. We'll help you get funding for your business. Very important. A lot of you have LLCs and all sorts of other types of business, sole proprietorships, whatever you want to call it. You guys have absolutely no business funding, but you have businesses. That's crazy. All right, so we'll remove negative items off your credit report, add positive items to your credit report, boost your credit scores, and leverage our results so that you can meet the criteria to be approved. Our goal being anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand that you don't have to pay back.
No, that he ain't gonna pay you back.
And you also get a caseworker designated for you exclusively and immediately for your credit needs. You also have me at your disposal as your mentor, whereby I give you a wide range of ideas how you may want to grow the monies and mass wealth. You'll also have the website where you can track your results, and you can add notifications to your phone. So that way, when you add notifications to your phone, you can be made abreast in real time when we're sending things out on your behalf and when correspondences are coming back and returned from that which we sent out on your behalf. So offering you notifications for your transparency, offering you the website for your transparency to check your results, see the deleted items as you remove them, the positive items as we add them. Making sure you have a caseworker that deals with your credit exclusively and immediately. Making sure I'm your mentor and prepare you so the funds you get, you won't be at loss, because it's very easy for us to help you get 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand, and you squander it inadvertently, not on purpose, but because of a lack of knowledge and business plan. It's very easy. Don't let that trick you into thinking something will just manifest. It's great to start studying what you will do in the interim of the process. More money.
Oh Lord, no. Hold on. So I just got curious, and I went to the brotherpolite.com website, and it looks like this domain isn't connected to a website yet. So the website has been shut down now. It no longer is.
Or above or beyond you. Because the biggest problem my people have when they hear these numbers is to believe that they don't deserve those numbers, and it's impossible for people like us to access those numbers, when in fact, insurance, credit, and real estate are the top 3 means for people amassing wealth. It's been like this for quite some time. And these are the 3 major things that you're not taught in school from pre-K to 12th grade. For 14 years that you go to school. 14 years of us going to school. We don't learn about no real estate. We damn sure don't learn about insurance, and we definitely don't learn nothing about credit for 14 years of going to school. But then once you graduate at the age of 17 or 18, presumably,
he had Luan on there one time, Paul, but Luan been gone for years, so that was 1, 2 interviews ain't gonna do you. He wasn't even interviewing. He was talking, and Luan was just sitting there smiling and nodding and looking at his laptop.
It's absolutely insane that people graduate high school and have absolutely no business. All they have is a diploma to their name. See, that to me is
chilling. So now you want children that haven't even graduated high school to have a business. You know what? This is why folk is messed up now. Listening to people like you, sitting up here spending a little bit of money they got on an LLC, and they don't have a business, and then turning around and doing the same for their children, falsifying documentation, you know, all the usual little flim-flammy shit. Leonard, bro, Sister Ped, like
crazy. That to me is crazy. But by the time I was of age to graduate, which I didn't graduate from high school at all, I'm a dropout. By the time I was of age to graduate high school, I already had 2 thriving bookstores. And by the time I was about 21, 22, I had about 4 bookstores and 1 restaurant. Those of you that lived in Brooklyn would know I had an outline vegan restaurant. I remember brother A.A. Rashid used to come in and check me out, and I think one of the pills checked me out. Definitely blue pill checked me out at my bookstore. I think red and blue pill came to my restaurant that I had in Brooklyn. But by the time I was like 21, 22,
restaurant.
I had 4 bookstores and a vegan restaurant.
The lies.
But again, what would I know? I was just a high school dropout. But what I had to my advantage was my ignorance. Sometimes ignorance puts you at an advantage because all I had was information. Because like I told you, my mother wasn't around. She died the week I met her. After that, they have no purpose. Just think about the mentality of someone who lives their life like that. Just think about it. Go to anyone's page that talks negative about me and see what they offer. Go to my page. All I do is inspire you to work out. I inspire you to eat better. I inspire you to save your money. I inspire you to make investments. And whether you spend money with me or not, I say, man, if you can just qualify anything that I gave you for free to start the momentum of your wealth building or your health journey, then I've done my community a service. I always say, you don't have to purchase from me, but research what I share with you and start your progress. If I motivate you as a man or a parent, because you see what I do with my children.
If the light motivated you
see how delivered my children.
Call CPS on yourself, call defects on yourself, and then slap yourself because this is a predator. Just because he trots his children out every once in a while for a video or a photo op doesn't mean that he's a good father. Now, a child will love you regardless because it's a child. They don't know no better. But as they get older, entire line in one shot. Table on line.
See, people want to talk about me. If I wear a little European shirt here or European brand here, and that means they're more black power and black focus and black centered than me. But here I am. I don't send my children to the public school system. That's black power. I'm the teacher. My children are born in the hospital. They delivered by my hands. I cut the umbilical cord. I'm the first human being that held my child and gave them to the mother. That's...
You know what? When people sit up here and do these home births and don't register their child with the U.S. government, do you know what happens? That child eventually won't be able to be taken into school because on paper, they don't exist. Look, people have been declared deceased, went to the SSI office and told them folk, I'm still alive. And they still had to wait 6 to 8 months. And they started out with a birth certificate. Now, older people is easy because they know they didn't have none, but this is 2023. Anybody under a certain age should have a birth certificate, okay? So encouraging people otherwise, I wouldn't even look at the screen, Max. Encouraging people otherwise is a setup for failure because can't you go to jail for that?
Black power right there. My women don't work for nobody else. They work for themselves through the education that I gave them to be self-employed and self-powered, empowered, so that way they don't even have to be my economic subject. They can leave whenever they feel it suffice to leave. They're not economic slaves of their man nor their employer. That's black empowerment. But let me wear one fucking t-shirt and that makes them more black than me. But they can work in a supermarket that sells cigarettes over the counter and sells swine to the community, but they're more black empowerment than me because they want to look at a fucking Gucci shirt. And that's the end all. Because they wear somebody's t-shirt that was made in a Chinese warehouse, but they use a heat transfer paper and put their black name on the front of the shirt, and they're more black empowerment than I am. The man who homeschools his children, the man who delivers his own children, the man who has his own businesses, the man who makes sure his women is self-employed, the man who makes sure that there's generational wealth for his children. No, they're more black empowerment than I am because of a goddamn t-shirt they wear. You see what I'm saying? How we nitpick? Because I didn't get mad at y'all when you work for the white man, because all the money you make for the white man working for him can never amount to the amount of t-shirts or sneakers that I ever wear.
You know what? I just ain't.
To any car that I ever bought, you work for him every freaking day of your life. You putting in more than 40 hours a week.
But Eugene, the money that you take from people is money that they work for. With these same folk that you talking about, they money don't. So, wait, are you downgrading the people that's sitting up here buying your restoration microwave?
For this man, but you're more black empowered than me. But let me tell you, after 1 month of work for someone other than
Let's
yourself and
get
kind,
the bottle.
nothing that I can buy in a whole year can amount to what you've done for another community, working for them for 1 month. But I don't knock you because I understand the circumstances
When
that
you
we are
work
subject
at
to
the
as a people.
convenience
But how
store,
dare people get on their
or-
high horse?
you know what? You can't say you working for this community or that community when the U.S. has one official currency. And then didn't even keep none of the money. Shadow ran through it like it was water on a hot summer day. But how you gonna sit up here and downgrade? This is what they always do. They sit up here and talk down on you, talk about you working for these people and this, that, or the other. How else are you gonna get money? Right, chilling.
I mean about so-called conscious people. You know what conscious people do in the community? Conscious people do this. They start eating right, and now they want to judge everybody. We gotta have a conversation about this.
Right now.
So you don't drink no more, you don't smoke no more, so you're better than somebody because you don't drink and you don't smoke, so you want to pick out other people's flaws instead of respect the fact that everybody's moving at their own pace and everybody has the right to their evolution. But just because you made some changes in your life, now you can point the finger and this is why people...
Pot, meat, kettle. Kettle, meat, pot. He just sat up here and down talk people and then said the first thing a nigga want to do when he gets conscious is down talk people.
I don't want to be conscious no more. This is why people look down on the conscious community, because you Negroes get on your high horse when you make certain changes in your life, and everybody's supposed to change when you change. But your ass was once ratchet too, and I'm going to contend that you're probably still ratchet, because if you're going around judging other people because you made some changes in your life, you're not as conscious as you believe that you are either. You're not as conscious as you purport to be. Okay? You're not. So all this government does is make you... Yo, if I break down the science of broccoli, guess what? They freeze my freaking page. They slow down the amount of traffic comes.
Did he say if he break down broccoli? You know what?
But if I was saying denigrating things about my women, if I was to degrade my brothers out here and disrespect them the way they disrespected me.
Also, that's why you do those lives sitting up there zooming in on women's chest and lower half and sitting up here degrading them on the internet. You can call somebody a queen and degrade them at the same time. It's done all the time.
They'll never take my post down. They never tell me my post is a threat to anybody. All I gotta do is say disparaging remarks about anybody of my race. And shit, I might get more views. But let me break down the science of insurance and how we can use that as a wealth building stratagem and mechanism to employ wealth stewardship or generational wealth. It's a fit culture and you need to come out of it.
How dare you talk on insurance when you stole Crypto Roots insurance money inheritance?
I'm sharing information for everybody because I'm not above or beyond nobody that I communicate with. I'm not above or beyond nobody. I'm you and you and me. And anything you're going through, I likely went through myself, if not even worse. So who am I to judge you? I ain't nobody to be judging nobody. And shit, I'm still working on myself. If I didn't feel there was work, then...
But you do it all the time. What about when you got mad on Thanksgiving over at Old Boy House and start ranting and raving about how turkey gives men testosterone?
Needed to be done, I wouldn't be working out and training the way I do. If I didn't feel there was work that needed to be done, I wouldn't have the dietary regimen that I have. But if you're walking around here without purpose, then that means you're drinking anything. If you're walking around without purpose, that means you eat anything. Because when you have a purpose, you eat for purpose. And when you have a purpose, you drink for purpose. When you have a purpose, you study for purpose. Guess what? There's not enough time in the day for you to waste. So therefore, I can even argue with people. Know why? Because I got a regimen for thought and consciousness and education, for knowledge, that I can't afford to take too much time out of my day disagreeing with somebody who already woke up with the intention to disagree.
To wake up, so exactly 2 weeks.
Think about it. See, a boxer has to eat and drink so they can perform at the highest level, the optimal level, their most optimal level for a given event. But what I'm talking about, what is your life's purpose? See, the boxer's he's gonna train for a month and a half to 2 months. He want to make sure he don't overtrain, but he's gonna train for about a month and a half to 2 months in preparation for his oncoming fight. But what are you training for in the world, in the game of life? You see, I need to have this mind, so I gotta drink things that cultivates my thinking. Okay? I need to eat foods that are associated with my purpose in this life. So I eat and I drink for purpose. I conversate for purpose. I exchange.
Right. How you gonna show up late for Thanksgiving to a black person house and still expect to get a plate? Them be the skippiest plates ever when you show up to an event late. You might get a sliver of a piece of cake, and it ain't the good cake because the good cake gone unless somebody that hid one of them because Miss Perline bought 2. You know, all the macaroni and cheese gone. The meat the bones of the meat just sitting there. It's like a gang of piranha ran through that joint.
Ideas for purpose, and so when people come with the BS, that doesn't fulfill my purpose. It's not part of my regimen. That conversation is not part of my diet. So I gotta quickly get out of there. That's the swine in the diet. Okay? That's the saturated fats in the diet. That's the trans fats in the diet. Okay? Those are not part. That's not part of the consumption that I need for the day. It's not part of the consumption. You feel me? So I'm not gonna have nobody introduce something into my dietary regimen that's not warranted, that produces too much cholesterol in thought, that produces too much acidity in thought. If you
You know what? Eugene might just be the ugliest vegan I done ever seen before in my life. And nothing against vegans. It's just I done seen some and you can say they look malnourished or whatever, but he just looks awful.
understand my analogy. You feel me? You go to brotherpolite45@gmail.com to get your mentorship. That's how you're gonna thrive in society.
Look what you made me do, Shake. Why are you playing this pedo online? Breaking down the lies because not only is he a pervert, but he's also a scammer too. You see the title, Scammer Interrupted. Hi, how are you? It's not like talking to the TV. We actually talk back around here. You just saw polite face on the screen and came in swinging, huh? I'm waiting. Because it is entirely too early for... Okay. Now, you don't know me very well, Shake. You just showed up. Look, he gonna end up like that other influencer. Y'all heard about that woman eating durian and what was it? Durian and pineapple. Dorian and hey Venom. Some little influencer that was living on an island. She starved to death. She was supposedly one of them fruitarians, or she called herself vegan, and she would eat durian and jackfruit. That's what it was. Hey Riz. Durian and jackfruit, and she passed about a week ago from malnutrition and starvation. So, you know, yeah, let's keep it going.
Because you don't drink and you don't smoke, so you want to pick out other people's flaws instead of respect the fact that everybody's moving at their own pace and everybody has the right to.
You landed in the right space. It's just we had all kinds come in here swinging, but some of them be legit swinging for this ninja. I don't know. That's doing ninjas a disservice calling him one.
Evolution. But just because you made some changes in your life, now you can point the finger and that's why people don't want to be conscious no more. This is why people look down on the conscious community, because you Negroes get on your high horse when you make certain changes in your life, and everybody's supposed to change when you change. But you,
they all going down this year, Venom. Oh, you late? No, he said that he had to sign a paper saying where his body was gonna go if he happened to die in prison earlier in this stream. So he talking about other people, but he talking about himself as well. Oh, don't forget G Herbo Venom. G Herbo, who else? How you just get the hiccups out of nowhere? You just be talking in there, all of a sudden you got the hiccups. But yeah, G Herbo, all of them going clank clank. Oh, Gunplay pulled a AK-47 on his wife. Hey, Texas Bama. Gunplay pulled an AK-47 on his wife because she told him to keep it down on the PlayStation. True, Venom, but this one was a vegan influencer and she died from starvation. So that's why I pointed that out. And then we have Nikocado Avocado, who apparently got tired of the vegan life and decided to mukbang his health away.
This was once ratchet too, and I contend that you're probably still ratchet because if you're going around judging other people because you made some changes in your life, you're not as conscious as you believe that you are either. You're not as conscious as you purport to be. Okay?
But wait. Put a one in the chat if you remember. The ghetto, hood, and all in it. Remember that? Venom, it ain't even YouTube. What it is these people been running these scams, running these false tax reports and everything else. Look, certain segments of the government ain't gonna snatch you up as soon as you do something wrong. They gonna give you some rope and let you hang yourself with it. So these mofos just swinging out the rope they created themselves.
You're not. All this government does is make you.
I mean, all of us of a certain age should know. Just because your name is heroin don't mean you gotta sell it.
If I break down the science of broccoli, guess what? They freeze my freaking page. They slow down the amount of traffic comes. But if I was saying denigrating things about my women,
ain't none of this money they got going back for restitution for YouTube. The government finna take a large chunk of that money. Then they gonna find them and they gonna take that money and pay the victims back. Unless YouTube is listed as a victim, they ain't getting that back.
If I was to degrade my brothers out here and disrespect them the way they disrespected me, they'll never take my post down. They never tell me my post is a threat to anybody. All I gotta do is say disparaging remarks about anybody of my race. And shit, I might get more views. But let me break down the science of insurance and how we can use that as a wealth building strategy and mechanism to employ wealth stewardship or generational wealth.
Which is
with the intention to disagree. Think about it. See, a boxer has to eat and drink so they can perform at the highest level, the optimal level, their most optimal level for a given event. But when I'm talking about what is your life's purpose? See, the boxer's he's gonna train for a month and a half to 2 months.
I would say he looked like
he make sure he don't overtrain, but he's gonna train for about a month and a half to 2 months in preparation for his oncoming fight. But what are you training for in the world, in the game of life? You see, I need to have this mind, so I gotta drink things that cultivates my thinking. Okay?
He had a brain for it.
I need to think of another foods that are associated with my purpose in this life. With limitation and complicit. With your lack of progress. And we all know what retardation means, right? Retardation is to slow down or limit the progress of.
Hey Google, what's the definition of retardation?
Here's the definition of retardation. The action of delaying or slowing the progress or development of something.
Slowing the progress or development. And what did he just say? That's how much attention I be paying him.
With limitation and complicit. With your lack of progress. And we all know what retardation means, right? Retardation is to slow down or limit the progress of another or a thing. Look up the word retardation. It has very little to do with the mental health issue that we assume.
The The definition is dirty might. It doesn't say that somebody slows down the process. It's the slowdown of the oh. Venom. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you where you're right.
Assume it means, or what is intimated based on mistranslation, misuse of the word. Retardation.
But see, he's saying it like somebody, Lord have mercy. You the walking poster child for it.
Literally means to slow down the progress of another or thing. Stop being retarded. Stop suffering from retardation. Stop slowing down your own progress by procrastinating and being afraid. Stop dealing with information.
Hold on. Did he mix up retardation and retardant, like flame retardant? I think, Lord, never try to delve into the mind of a crazy person. She said she only had 5 people in her class. I'm going to keep my comments to myself.
And start dealing with information. Information is what got us stuck because we're afraid to think out of the formation that they gave us.
Cupcakes sending them great gay green cards and Viddle finna call the folks. You can't make this shit up.
Look with me. Information versus affirmation is the name of this particular program, and that should be your affirmation. Information or affirmation?
My own
that's all information. Which one are you applying on a day-to-day basis? Because once you start dealing with information, you're going to realize one great idea begets another. First, you over here don't even know what to do with yourself, don't got no plans, no goals, but trust me, once you start trusting yourself, trust me, once you start trusting yourself and tapping to that end.
If my financial advisor, if my credit restorer say don't got in a sentence, I ain't had to do shit. I ain't even had to do 50 cents.
Seldom seen majestic spirit that dwells within us all. Once you start tapping into that potential that information doesn't teach you about, but only information can reveal, one amazing idea towards your progression will beget another amazing idea towards your progression. And this is a complete fact.
Isn't that called brainstorming or an epiphany? Why you gotta try to make up new definitions for shit? Oh, that's right, because you didn't graduate. You dropped out in the 9th grade, and probably before you dropped out, your grades weren't that good. Meaning you didn't pay attention. Because if you'd have paid attention in school, you would have been smart. But you're not. You're scammy. Scam likely. Scam likely.
I left and came back and bro still cooking. Thank you, man. So you go to brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. Change your name if you must.
Yeah, Miami.
Invoke spirit forces that are in.
Ain't that restaurant you be at across the street, y'all?
See, when people call them polite, I'm invoking the energies and the forces and the principles associated with pride, optimism, love, integrity, gallant, honesty, and trust.
And principles, y'all.
So whenever somebody calls on me, even my worst enemy, yeah, brother polite. Oh, he's the worst, brother polite. Whenever someone calls on my name, they're invoking a higher honor.
Is they made him come in. It's paperwork you have to fill out before you go to prison, I guess. Which one, Venom? But they called him in and he had to sign paperwork for the release of his body if he just so happens to become deceased in prison. That might be common practices with preverts. But who knows? I don't.
My enemy is empowering me. That's the power of names. The words have attributes and energies associated with it. So when someone calls on me, Whether they hate me or not, the second they say polite, they're helping me invoke and remind me. They're invoking energies within myself. They're empowering me to invoke these energies. They're summoning the energies associated, the spirit associated with pride, optimism,
Hold
love,
on,
integrity.
wait. Summoning is not a word. It is summoning.
Honesty and trust. Even when these Negroes disrespect me, the second they have to summons me by the word brother, it's a contradiction in itself. Because the second you call on me, you recognize me as brother. That's the power of names.
Riz, if you see him walking down the street, just shout out, "Pedal power!"
Brother,
see if he turn around.
polite. Brother pride,
you know
brother.
He probably had. He ain't even been to prison. He went to jail, but they probably did it when he went to the jailhouse for them 24 hours when they first scooped his butt up.
Optimism, brother love, brother integrity, brother gallant, brother honesty, brother trust. Principles. So hate me or not, you empower me just by saying my name. You put the title on your videos, you empower me. You speak about me, you empower me. This is why I keep ascending. Because even when my enemy calls on me, he or she summons me to a higher endeavor by virtue of the attributes that make up the composition of my name. Because words are our GPS to reality.
I just got. Are we at Hogwarts? Are we in Narnia? Because I don't see none of the cool shit. Just this motherfucker. I think he crossed the street from that restaurant he usually be at Maximum. When he turned around, you could see it a little bit. I think that's that restaurant across the street. So who knows what he doing?
So this,
and I think that's a gym.
You can't form a weapon against me with a name like mine. Because it's the first thing I gotta think of. My name was designed for the purposes of creating a psychic self-defense. So even if someone was looking to destroy me mentally, they would be empowering me inadvertently. Oh, you keep walking with me, man.
No.
Y'all be walking around with this type of energy and spirit. But like I said, it's dangerous to post all this information. And that sounds spooky, but I'm telling you, it is dangerous. It's dangerous when you start talking on this level. So like I said, I integrate it and I mix it up with the money, with the cars, with the flashiness, with the bedazzle, with the women, the BBLs.
You ever heard a grown man say he flashed something up with the bedazzle? That's what that's the one I'm talking about, chilling. The one where they always sitting outside. The one the little Middle Eastern man run. Yeah, that one.
Do this because I'm a scientist and I understand that when I was going hard in the paint, you don't understand the attack on my life, the attack on my business, the attack on my family. When I was just out here on the streets, just banging education, information, going against the different religious institutions, going against the different political powers, getting 20 million views, getting 10 million views, getting 500,000 views.
It's a gym,
you don't understand.
From what I can see.
I'm getting more views than is required for votes to become a president. I'm getting more views than makes up the population for your favorite Caribbean island. I'm getting more views than the occupants or inhabitants for countries you've never visited that you want to go to. You don't understand the power of that. If I talk or speak against the pharmaceutical company or industry, if my video does 10 million videos.
Just like with Sean, with that little woman that got arrested in Dubai like a month ago, everybody don't need to go overseas. See, this is why people overseas don't like Americans. Lord, Leia.
10 million views. Imagine how people took that video, reposted it for their own benefit to get views or just to simply share the information on several different platforms, be it YouTube, be it TikTok, be it Threads, be it Instagram, be it Facebook. Imagine how many times I'm seen somewhere without being funded by any major media, just because I simply spoke truth to power and it
they took a sound bite and it went viral. That does not mean that you smarter than everybody else. That doesn't mean that you have any kind of hidden knowledge. Scammers been getting on the radio, the TV, and the internet when it was invented. Scammers was some of the first mofos to jump on the internet. I could probably pull up 10 scamming behind things right now. No, I didn't see that one, Venom. But see, this is what happens when you go over to other countries acting like you are in the US of A. They don't put up with that stuff over there.
It's shared thousands of times over. Imagine who says, imagine the pharmaceutical company saying, man, this motherfucker got 20 plus million views by himself, 10 million views by himself, and then everyone else is taking the video, remixing it, putting music behind it, re-uploading it on so many different platforms. I probably hit over 100 million already. If I did 20 million myself on my Facebook, imagine the threat that I am to the pharmaceutical industry. If I do a video that goes viral, that hits 20 million views, do another one that hits 10 million views, imagine the threat that I am. And that's not the only video that goes viral. Imagine how many times I done went diamond for education. Imagine me being smart enough.
Yo, where the girl from Dubai to make? Because you know what I've noticed, like y'all know that Middle Easters are taking over a lot of gas stations, right? I done noticed people make it a habit to go in there cussing them folk out, talking to them any kind of way. So if she went over there talking to them folk like they usually talk to them folk when they be in the gas stations, yeah, she went to jail.
Money for everything I've ever said.
She was trying to move
because I own my audio.
See?
And it's interpreted as music. So I'm receiving royalties. And this is why I told people years ago, I ain't come out with a song yet. And I made more money off the music industry than the average musician. No one understood it.
Because you've been funding people. Funding people's studio time and getting it cut off the back end. Ain't you smart?
Because I took charge and claimed right to my intellectual property because information.
That was a big lie.
So every time even someone who hates me uploads my audio, I get a royalty.
You know what I do when I see somebody else with him and somebody else short? I keep right on scrolling. I don't even watch the mess. I don't listen to the mess. People be sitting up there, oh, he's speaking truth. That is a whole perverted scammer. Oh, I didn't know that. Because you didn't do no research past that little behind clip. That's how they getting over these days.
For my audio, whether you hate me or not, because you think you're collecting change. You think you're collecting change off my name by saying negative things off of me, what you are. And you want to front like you're not using my name so you can make a few coins off of AdSense from YouTube or whatever platform you're using. So even you're adding crazy things to the title and connecting it with my name so you can get more people's interest in the other Negro that's also misrepresenting me. But what you don't realize is you're also helping to pay me every time you use anything that I say. Because I'm collecting music royalties off of my audio. It's this kind of thinking that makes me say we gotta destroy this black man. You have no freaking idea. Every time somebody wants to own their own production company, own a broadcasting station, own people's publishings, every time someone figures something out, they go after that person. I'm telling you, I made more money off of music than your average musician. And I've been saying it for years. I ain't released a song yet.
Show us a bank account, a real bank account, not a Wix site. You know, BEAUTY. Is that a beauty parlor or a gym?
And I made more money off of music than your average rapper, than your average singer, than your average pop artist. And then you gotta turn around and say, yo, this motherfucker really 10 million views, 15 million views. Shit, people got more views off of some of my speeches than I do on my own channels. Because I only be using like 2 or 3 channels.
Well, from what I see, the wife called, the mother called in and thanked Sinetta, so I don't know. Because Morpheus was in one of the news one of the news clips with her. So, I mean, yeah, people can be bad, but they can still do good every once in a while. The devil will use anybody.
Yeah, lately, because I barely be on social media like that. I'm on some other shit. Peace, sister. I'm on some other shit, so I'm making money.
She didn't even sound like she was
off of my speeches. And the rappers are barely making music royalties off their music. What happens when they start tapping into a bunch of shit?
Wipe your lips. Put on some chapstick. How the hell you got a line of white? You know what? I'm gonna quit looking at the screen when I do these, because this is just getting. It was already bad, but it's getting worse and worse by the day.
And then on the other end of things, I'm turning around and I give that information to my brothers in the industry mouth to ear. Because some information you popularize so much, and then the shit, they create wrenches and all sorts of stuff. But we'll talk about this conversation another time before I get carried away. I'm just saying I'm on some other shit with it. I've been blessed not to go to school. I've been blessed not to go to school. So instead of information, I got outformation.
Did he say inflammation? You know what? Just listening to him make my eye twitch. I promise y'all, I'll be so glad these next 2 weeks to he was in one of the news clips, Maximum. I ain't saying the first one, but he was in one of them because I did see him. It was a press conference or something. But then she called in the Sinettas and said thank you for that or whatever. I don't know the details.
What's up, King?
So I'm not even going to.
I really recognize you. Double back. Hey, no, you good. You ain't interrupting. You right on time, King. Hey, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. People shows. Say peace to the people, man.
Hey, how y'all doing, y'all?
Man, thank you for listening, King.
Hey, no problem, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Man, them folk he already had slated to come back.
Yeah, I'm online. Thank you so much, sister, for listening.
Say something cool.
See? And people will have you think I'm walking these streets scared and hiding, ducking. Yeah, I stay with security and shit too. That's true. But people will have you really thinking, damn, he afraid to come out of his house. Everybody must hate him because of the slander and the rumors.
Yeah, I guess when everybody started saying Sinetta was scamming, he snipped it out of whichever video it was in and put it back up. She called in and told him thank you. Well, Morpheus called in because she told him to, and she proceeded to say thank you.
My power and my impact, and that's what they want to destroy. Because they don't want a black man to be able to walk outside and get the love and the respect of his people just on the strength. Everywhere I walk, everywhere I talk, they don't want that. Just even while we've been on this stream, I'll be giving people pounds and giving people daps, shaking their hand and doing anything. I just only show those two people because of energy. They're like, let me show these people, but I don't really brag a lot.
And see, Venom, that's why I don't pounce on a lot of stuff until I have enough information. As soon as y'all threw me that, I went digging. And from what I see, it's legit enough. They sent her the money, so.
My information. I'm on my information. You feel me?
Because you can't trust the people that's exposing them neither. You got to check behind them mofos if they come from the same camp. Oh, I ain't never seen none. Just the dirty squad, and they come and go as the money do.
About to travel about 10 minutes down the block. Give me some E3 Live in West Hollywood.
Why are you always in the zestier part of whatever city you go to, Eugene? You go into West Hollywood in Florida.
Then you're going to get from your eggs and your chicken breast. Don't let them people fool you. I don't need the same amount of calorie intake that meat eaters would suggest because I'm not eating meat. So
it's not about calories. It's about vitamins, minerals, proteins.
Therefore, my energy is different. I don't need the calorie consumption to produce the energy that I already have access to because the vegetation that I consume. So my calorie deficit and all those mathematics have to be reconstructed, reevaluated for people such as myself. And if you must consume me and you must consume flesh, you should still holler at me because I can help you limit them 5 meals that you're taking, killing yourself. And all that extra salmon that you eating that's high in estrogen and that extra tuna, all that fatty fish that you taking because you looking to accomplish getting 40 grams of protein real quick. I can help bring you down 2 of those meals out the day, man. And you still can get your gains that you're looking for and make sure for longevity's sake,
that boy
you
eat
don't
whatever
wind
he
up
want when
with
he ain't on the
prostate
camera.
cancer and womb cancer and your pectorals start looking like breasts because of the overconsumption of estrogen that you take in from consuming so much fatty fish to get to the
he gonna go live until he has to turn himself in. He probably gonna be live the night before. He's scared. Look at it. His skin bad, his lips chapped, his eyes bugging, and how they bugging and sinking at the same daggone time. He got that do-rag wrapped around his skull 50-11 times. He looks stressed.
Yeah, I eat quinoa, but I don't OD on it because the brain still interprets it as sugar.
Oh, what happened to his dog?
So quinoa is great access to protein, but we eat that in moderation in retrospect to the fact.
You know, all them fruits and vegetables you supposedly noshing on, your teeth shouldn't be that color of brownish orange.
That the brain considers quinoa as sugar as well. So you just got to factor in what other foods are you consuming that the brain interprets as sugar to make sure the brain doesn't interpret you as a crackhead all the time. Like if you're eating pastas, potato, bread, rice, then quinoa and corn, then all that shit is sugar, man. So you want to be careful. And then
those are natural
sugars,
though.
Fast, like,
corn doesn't become an issue until you break it down into high fructose corn syrup.
That's a lot of sugar to be having exclusively to subject your body to exclusively for 30 days.
Fucking it up in the alley.
You feel me? We gotta be mathematicians and scientists about it. And then what happens is people that hear me say things like this, and they know they want to destroy me, speak evil and wicked about me, but they never say, I'm just mad at him because he destroyed my whole philosophy. And I'm not even doing it to attack you.
Right.
Just go and get.
I'm telling you, he only starts talking about this stuff when he gets mad that he doesn't get something he wants. He didn't, everybody turned on him after that Eventbrite mess with Side Cheesy, and it was bump the ghetto, bump the hood, and bump all the mud in it. Then you turn around and he got mad about something. He looked like, why his nose scarred up and his lips too? That's either ash or scar. And you been out here hitting that pipe, Eugene, trying to make your problems go away.
Ask me in the name of knowledge sake, and then let people discern amongst themselves what they should do. But I would never use your name and disrespect you because you have a philosophy, or you have an approach, or you have a strategy. I may disagree with it, but I still appreciate you because if you feel like you're adding value to people, then it's great. But if I share information and I properly disseminate this information, and you find yourself in contradiction, but then now you cognitively dissonant because you don't want to let go of the old proposition in light of the truth being presented to you, then you need to do a lot of self-healing. Because what you're doing is more toxic than the food you're attempting to avoid. But this is what I'm telling you. I gain enemies from so many different genres from teaching truth. Because I didn't have any specific agenda. This is what I gotta explain to you. When you're self-made, you have your own monies, then I don't have to hold the truth exclusive for the purposes of making certain amount of money. When you're self-made and you're making your own money from several different streams of income, I don't have to feel insecure by racing neck and neck with another brother or sister
What's growing a beard and a mustache gonna do, Ninja? What's growing a beard and a mustache gonna do before you go to jail? What, you trying to change your appearance? Guess what, Ninja? They still know it's you. All these years, he ain't had that much facial hair. Now he want to grow a full beard and mustache before we go to prison. You ain't fooling us, Eugene.
Because they might be in a genre that's similar to mine, and I have to grow secure that me and this person got the ear of the community. So I gotta find a way to bump this person out the way so I can be the one in front. This ain't no fucking battle rap and hip hop shit. This is our lives, man. This is our livelihood. So when people are self-developed, self-employed, have control of their own financial paradigm, and find themselves as masters of their own destiny, then you can get an uncompromised truth from them because they are not soliciting the information.
They
because
already
they need
did
money
that.
desperately, and they need to get this money now, this week, or within this month. I ain't strapped for cash. So when I teach, I can just teach. I ain't part of no religious denomination that gotta collect funds from you to sell our regalia and keep our temple open. I ain't gotta mystify people and tell them that I'm the prophet who gave the spooky ass information that they selling to you by way of their Bible, their Torah, their Quran. I ain't part of those institutions. So I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm not looking to keep the church open. I'm not looking to keep the synagogue open. I'm not looking to keep the mosque open. I'm not part of none of that. So when I teach, I just teach to teach.
You claimed a drug clinic that wasn't yours, a vegan restaurant that wasn't yours, a bookstore that actually belonged to Malachi Z. York as yours, and that wasn't yours. You done claim women that ain't yours. You done claim houses and cars that ain't yours. You don't have nothing. Oh, Lord. He gonna be in Fulton County. They already got a whole section.
I ain't selling you no vitamins and no pills or
set
anything.
up for him. They got
when I teach, I
barricades and
just teach to teach.
everything.
I don't have no dog in that fight. So all you gotta do is just pull the information from me. You don't even have to address me directly. Because I don't address you guys directly because, again, you guys are not my enemies that mislead people. You might be misled yourself. You feel me? So trust me, religious institutions.
You know what, Eugene? If somebody want to make you their bottom bitch, they gonna make you shave that shit off. You got some pretty eyelashes though. They gonna take that and they gonna work with it. Yeah, the shipping container houses
people
and all that
the
other shit he claimed over the years that is not really
every category of teaching.
Shit ain't been going right for your ass since you got up the Bible, Eugene.
Because they built an unhealthy affinity to misinformation, and they don't want to let it go because behind it is their spook god. Behind it is their political agenda. Behind it is their projections and their insecurities. Behind it is so many different things going on that you'll be surprised who wants to see the destruction of a person who has the information to empower the people. Share this video if it feels good and it's making sense to you. I'm about to go continue to develop myself because I'm not a man lacking transformation. I'm a man constantly transforming, so I still have to build myself up. I'm still on the quest to perfecting myself. I'm still on the quest to mastering my death so I can achieve life. Because this is death. If you believe in life after death, then that's a testament that this is death because life comes after.
After I get off of here, I gotta run
having said that, if you're ready for the mentorship, $2,000 for service. Contact me, your brother.
If you are interested in social media consulting, you might want to reserve your slot now for TripC's consulting firm because we are getting clients. I repeat, we are getting clients. So therefore, you might lose your spot. Don't hold out too long.
Polite45@gmail.com. Brotherpolite45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number. When you're ready to pay for the service, you'll also get the mentorship. We're going to get busy. We're going to do a little health here and there. But we got to deviate a little bit because my mind be all over the place. They said I had ADHD.
Some of the places these people go to have elective surgery, you won't even drink the water. Ain't Tiny going blind from that surgery when she turned her eyes blue?
And all I did was me I have a mastery of diversity, man. I achieve mastery in so many different things. That's why I got so many different streams of income. So I'm using information. I'm using something they call a dis-ease, because they said I have ADHD.
On the corner that tells you how about he used to be great.
Even at one time, dissociative identity disorder. I've been told a lot of crazy shit about me, right? And maybe it's all true. But shit, if I'm thriving more society than the average person, then maybe we need to all have this type of shit or tap into it. Because it's a dis-ease or discomfort for someone else, I've created a comfort zone with it. I'm not held back. So hit me at brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to become a master of your own destiny. Change your financial paradigm. Stop accepting limitation. Get out of information. Tap into affirmation. Become a self-made millionaire. Boost your credit scores. Not just on TransUnion, Equifax, and FICO, but on 30+ bureaus that have a say and impact on your ability to receive.
Right, Chili.
Six figures.
Look, it is entirely too hot.
Your businesses.
If you ain't got no business outside right now, you ain't going outside. So if he got multiple streams of income that have nothing whatsoever to do with outside, why is he out there sweating like a mofo, looking halfway homeless?
Because it's crazy that you even have a business or no business and never got funded. In your life as a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old is ridiculous. 50-year-old is ridiculous. Tap in. Leave your full name and phone number when you're ready to turn it up. And at the very least, if nothing else, I pray that you've been empowered by something.
You ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Yeah.
From anybody that looks to take you off your course, I pray you do not fall victim.
You're not going
to exchange.
No, that lady called the police on me.
Who have not yet solidified.
And he gonna tell me, look, he done. Look, I was doing a shift order. I wait till the evening when it start cooling off. So it's this lady. She always orders sherbet and ginger ale. Everybody from down south know what's up. So I run in there. That's all she ordered. Sometimes she order pecans too, but that's all she ordered. I ran in there, got it, because y'all know how Publix set up. As soon as you go in by the registers, boom, they go to freezer section. Boom, they go to soda aisle. So I run up there, get the sherbet, run back down. I said, hey, can I leave this here for a minute? She said, yeah, sure. So drop that, boom, go get the soda, boom, pay for it, boom, sign a little paper, walk out the door, get in my truck. Now, I done walked all the way from Publix to my truck, got in my truck, crunk it up, pulling out. This lady gonna flag me down. So I'm thinking I done left something or something like that. She comes over and says, the police have been called. I said, I wasn't in the store 10 minutes. I don't care. That's illegal. I'm sitting up here like, no, it's not. But if you have animals, be careful when you go to Publix, because this is the third time I done got the cops called on me in a Publix parking lot. Or almost. Because remember the first lady when I was in Ozark last year, she called the cops on me, tried to steal Crystal. Then that second lady, she left a nasty note. And then this lady the day before yesterday. That's 3 times in the Publix parking lot. I ain't going to Publix no more. Fuck Publix. Fuck Publix. It ain't even Publix fault. It's the people that shop at Publix. I don't shop where so-called social justice warriors shop. Because she wasn't hot. She just tarted. She have a temper tantrum when I leave her. So she's slobbing everywhere. The windows down, the breeze blowing. She under a fucking tree. Excuse my language. But that's what you're doing. But we gonna close it out here for the night because I ain't even mean to rant like that. And I'm trying to get in and out before it gets entirely too hot because it's 84 degrees and it's supposed to be another scorcher. Y'all stay cool out there, stay hydrated, and keep your money away from scammers. This is TripCTreehouse where it's always swinging, and we're out.